Hi everyone and welcome to my video today. As you can see, I've got new hair. It's a bright sunny day and it's a good Sunday, I think. Anyway, I'm going to talk my talk today, which is based on active listening. Now, I'm kind of using active listening in a context of doing user research, but then also it's a wide context in terms of having better conversations and just being, I suppose, being more in the moment. So this came about, again, I've been trying to improve my listening skills, which is strange because I've been told I'm a really good listener, but I feel like there's a room to still improve, particularly within a social aspect. For me, being shy and being able to listen effectively has been one of my strong points, but I do find I'm not that engaging as a person. So, for example, in conversations, there'll be people saying stuff, and I'm like, yep, 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 and then move on to a different conversation or create a non sequitur in terms of somebody will say something and I will try and relate something back to it, or like my experience, but then it'll be unrelated to what they say, and then people are a bit hit and miss at times. They kind of like thinking, what's she on about? It's not relating to what I was saying about, or the fact that like, oh, okay, it's or might be engaging with the conversation. So for me, active listening, just give a context in terms of it's all about, I suppose, taking keywords and actually understanding a bit more about the context of what somebody's trying to say and what trying to build upon conversations they're saying about, either with the subject area or just general context of mood and emotions. And as much as like and ahs and go, yeah, that's fine, and have just quick short sentences, I realise this is something I need to improve on when going to UX, particularly user research, because and usability testing, because there needs to be that more investigative approach, understanding a bit more about finding out why they say they did this action or they're not happy about something, just being a bit more involved with them, trying to make them feel comfortable at the same time, finding a bit more about why they took that action. And this got me thinking this week, okay, then I'm starting a new role next week as a UX product manager. I'm really excited about. And I thought, okay, this is one skill set that I'm going to need to improve on during the process. It's one of those soft skills. And I've been reading up on a few various Medium articles, looking at YouTube videos in terms of composures and what people have said about active listening. And also, I've done a blog post about it before in terms of how to ask better questions, and Austin talks about it. But that's questions, that's not active listening. And I kind of wanted to do a separate video and blog about active listening. So here's, I suppose, my summary of what I think would be better to improve with active listening, particularly within a UX context. So those of you who are looking to improve going into UX or are just looking to improve just general conversations and being an active listener, particularly if you're an introvert like me, then here's my top tips. So for myself, number one is make sure you kind of look at or understand keywords the listener's saying. Don't try and be egotistic in terms of saying, oh yeah, I've done that. Or yes, I've done this. Oh yes, yeah, I do this as well. You can say that, put it in a context where it links with the conversation. Say, oh, because otherwise it can come off as cocky and be like, oh, I don't really want to listen to you. So, for example, if somebody says, oh, I've been on holiday to Italy. So, oh yeah, I've been there several times. Try and engage with what the conversation's about. So, I've been to Italy. Okay, and what did you do? What was there interesting? I mean, I've been there several times myself and I've really enjoyed this place. But what do you think of this, this, and this? Try and say it with a statement and a question, just so the listener feels like they're engaged and not feeling like it's a competition between you and them. Number two is don't ask why. And this is something that I've, particularly with UX, where you have to ask that why to be and discover more. You don't have to necessarily ask why. And the reason why I say don't use why is because I've read a few articles on it and I didn't realise this before. Why can seem quite, it creates a defensive mode. So, for example, why did you do this? It kind of sparks a bit of a shotgun. Well, I did it because I wanted to. And people get a bit defensive. They're like, well, you're attacking me now. What? Why? I haven't done anything wrong. So try and switch it to be like, oh, can you tell me a bit more about this? Or what happened during that situation? And how would you tackle this? What is the reasons why you say this? Have it in more of a calm approach because it makes it more sociable and actually makes people more aware that you've done that action, but it's just finding out a bit more about the reasons how you did the actions, just in a bit more detail without being too overwhelming. And number three, my final point is try and, in terms of being an active listener, try and pick up on keywords that people say. And I've picked up on this before when I said about asking better questions. And this relates back more to being more of an active listener. Try and engage with the moment. If you pick up on keywords people said, they think, well, actually, they're listening. They're really engaged with the conversation I'm trying to bring across. They want to know more about me. But then it also is a two-way street because they think, okay, then I want this person sounds interesting. I want to know a bit more about them. So just try and pick keywords. For example, somebody getting back that holiday to Italy. I'm not sure why I'm on holidays. It's a bit strange. Like, oh, I've been on holiday to Italy to Rome. I thought it was a beautiful place. It's one of those places I want to explore more. And then you could say about, oh, I've been to Rome myself. It's, again, I agree with you. It's a beautiful place. Can you tell me a bit more what you did? And why was it beautiful? Just find out. I'll just use why then. That's quite contradictory. But can you tell me the reasons why you think Rome's a beautiful place? And it's just engages a bit more with conversations. It kind of digs deeper into creating more deep conversations rather than that small talk that we've been engaged with over the past year during lockdown. Just to be a bit more instigative. I can't say that word, but try and find a bit more about somebody. So I know this is kind of like a short video, but it kind of relates back to asking questions and feeling a bit more relating back to people. And particularly, again, those, I could reiterate this as much as I can in the video, as much as I go to UX, it's a people-centric role. And it's not just in the role itself, it has a wider context in terms of being more sociable as a role and lifestyle and being able to be more approachable. So hopefully being an active listener and taking on those notes can help those of you who've been in a similar situation to myself create that deeper connections with people and actually find out more about them and just be a better person overall. So thank you for actually listening today, and I look forward to speaking to you guys soon. Ciao for now.